It's hard to believe you're seeing this, isn't it? Happy Thursday, everyone. So did you see Bret Baier interview Kamala Harris last night, huh? Yeah. Kamala did so bad, FEMA gave her $750. Harris did so bad, Jimmy Carter woke up and demanded his vote back. Kamala did so bad, Tim Walz would have shot himself, but he can't load a gun. Harris did so bad, Doug Emhoff can't get any nannies to return his calls. By the way, we actually got video of Kamala driving after it was over. Here she is. You know, it was reported that Kamala showed up for the interview almost 20 minutes late, but she came as soon as she finished happy hour. On the upside, it gave Bret time to give his hair 2 more coats of shellac. Shellac. He did a great job. When Baier asked Harris when she knew about Biden's mental decline, she replied that Joe Biden is not on the ballot. Yes, he's not on the ballot because of his mental decline. That's like when asked, when did you first know you ran over a crossing guard? And you answer, it doesn't matter, he's dead now. The View's Sonny Hostin said that Harris went into the belly of the beast, leading viewers to momentarily think she was eaten by Whoopi Goldberg. Moving on. According to a new survey, 25% of Gen Zers have brought their parents to a job interview. Who would do such a thing? And finally, Yahya, is that how you say it? Who cares? He's dead. Yahya Sinwar, the mastermind of the October 7th massacre in Israel, has been killed by the IDF. Our condolences go out to his loved ones. In your face, sympathizers. Okay, so the FBI just quietly changed its national crime statistics, and it's not because Hunter Biden had a hot weekend. Originally, the FBI said violent crime fell in 2022 by 2.1%. But as John Lott at Real Clear Investigations found out, the FBI has now revised those numbers. Apparently, the stats were more fudged than Brian Stelter's fingertips. He's fat. Instead of violent crime going down by 2%, it actually went up by 4.5%. That's a bigger swing than the one Joy Behar installed over her bed. How else is she going to get up? Now, this 4.5% increase is on top of the already rising crime. But in an effort to gaslight us into thinking the tide was turning, they lied. There was more violent crime on top of the mayhem we already endured. The libs not only flunk math, but ethics as well. Up is down, down is up. If libs ever started designing elevators, we're Now, we got a lot of Dems watching, and I want to make sure that they get it. Because for months, they've told us violent crime has gone down since Biden was elected. Maybe they were confusing crime with his body temperature. But they told us that, like the railing around Joe's toilet, his policies were making things safer. ABC's David Muir actually stopped Trump during last month's debate to correct him on the crime stats.
Crime here is up and through the roof, despite their fraudulent statements that they made.
President Trump, as you know, the FBI says overall violent crime is actually coming down in this country. But Vice
Excuse me,
President
the
Harris,
FBI they were defrauding statements. They didn't include the worst cities. They didn't include the cities with the worst crime. It was a fraud, just like their number of 818,000 jobs that they said they created turned out to be a fraud.
Yeah, all right, you can applaud. Why not? Clapping is healthy. So why did Muir do that? Perhaps it was Muir's first threesome, and feeling left out, he was compelled to insert himself into the action. Such a weird joke. But he took it on himself to debate the Republican, which happens in every debate. And it would have been fine if maybe he was right, but he wasn't. But all the Democrats telling us violent crime is down, they were wrong. It's a weird phenomenon. Democrats claim crime is down, but every time there's a shooting in America, they call for more gun control, huh? If the Dems could, they'd want you to believe Tren de Aragua is a fancy brand of bottled water. It's a gang. Fact is, Democrats have always lived in a fantasy world when it comes to crime. When it comes to fooling themselves, they're as honest as Doug Emhoff telling a nanny, I'll only put it in a little. Just look at this CNN panel the other day, openly baffled that there's such a thing as the Ferguson effect.
After the Ferguson riot and after the Floyd riot, policemen, in fear of their jobs many times and political coverage, pulled back from their jobs, resulting in an increased level of homicide.
I got to stop you there because, hold on.
You can look at the Washington Post.
Ryan, we got to stop you there because you're literally making a connection out of your own conjecture.
No,
you cannot
it's a real thing.
That.
Look up the Ferguson effect. Look up the Floyd effect. It is a real term.
You cannot
it's a real term. I didn't make this up.
Invent a connection between two things just because you want that connection to be there.
It's like a name. It's a real thing. You can look it up.
Right. Oh, yeah, he invented that. No, the Ferguson effect is a real thing. The George Floyd effect is a real thing. CNN has covered this real thing before, which is proof that even their employees don't watch their crap. Hell, get this. The Ferguson effect denier, Abby Phillip, even wrote about it when she was at the Washington Post. Yet now she pretends she's never heard of it. Why? The fact is, when you demonize police and punish them for doing their jobs, violent crime goes up faster than my blood pressure does when I have to share an elevator with Judge Jeanine. So crime went up, not down. But Dems always get two different things confused. It's the same problem they have with bathrooms. Which one gets potpourri and which one gets penises? And as always, libs who live in a bubble are always astonished when somebody bursts it. No wonder trust in legacy media is lower than Tim Waltz's sperm count. A recent Gallup poll found that only 31% trust the media to be accurate at even a fair amount. And 36% have no trust at all. So in the end, legacy media has no way to deal with facts, so they just shut it down like a public bathroom when they see Jerry Nadler approaching. They shut it down. Oh, go Nadler. Don't go Nadler.
Go Nad.
But they'll shut you down and they shout you down. They need to strenuously reject reality because their worldview can't survive contact with the truth. They're like Kamala last night, or Kamala every night. And they need to be so smug about it because otherwise the shame would crush them. Look, vote for whoever you want, but if it's based on a bunch of lies, it's not our fault for reminding you. In fact, you might say it's our job. Maybe David Muir should give it a try.